Well, so I am at the Mercedes event today in Kodaikanal, and today we're driving the EQB and the GLB. Essentially, the EQB is the EV version of the GLB, and the GLB is positioned between the GLA and the GLC. But this car is a seven-seater. It's got seven seats, and it's called the miniature version of the GLS, which of course is their premium top of the line car. Now let's quickly do a walk around review of this car from the outside. If you see it from the front end, you will be immediately reminded, especially from this angle, the low angle of the GLS. So it looks very similar to that car, and just like that car, you also get power creases over here on the bonnet. So you get a couple of creases which looks very sharp, and that's something which is quite nice about this car. The side profile again very similar to the GLS, and again it looks like a miniature version of the GLS, and you get 18-inch wheels on 235 section tires, which really is pretty big and pretty massive and substantially fills out the wheel arches. Side profile is more or less the same as you get on some other Mercedes cars. A little bit of a kink over here, lots of chrome elements. The back end again very similar to the GLS. If you look at it from this angle and this distance, very similar to the GLS. The lower profile, you get those faux exhaust, those fake exhaust, and lots of chrome. Let's quickly show you the boot. Now the boot is powered, of course. The tailgate is powered, but with all the seven rows up, or rather the three rows up, seven seats up, there's no space in the boot. Only maybe a couple of big bags. But the best point is that these seats are very flexible. You can drop this down. Loads of space over here. You can drop this one down as well. And once you drop it down, you get a completely flat area, and once you get that flat area, you get 680 liters of space. That's what Mercedes says, 680 liters. Of course, if you drop even the middle load down, you get much more space, almost 700 liters of space, which makes this a very good car for hauling your entire home in. If you're planning to change, of course, there's not too much of space over here in the middle row, or rather the last row, and that's the reason for that. Of course, is that Mercedes themselves say that this is a 5+2 seater. Only kids are welcome in the back seat. Now let's quickly show you the interiors, because the interior really is very special. Being a Mercedes, all interiors are special Mercedes cars. You open it from here. I'm sure by now all of you are aware that Woodmore are the online expert when it comes to spare parts. And the best point is that they have the spare parts for all vehicles available in India. So even if your car is out of production now, maybe you have a large generation model, even then they have the spare part available. They have the entire catalog. And the best point is that they have the same spare part from a host of different component makers, which gives you great flexibility in the pricing overall. And jump inside. And of course, just like all Mercedes cars, the controls for the seats over here on the door panel, so that saves up space over here. And of course, you get the functions as well. Quite nice sounding doors, and they have to, because it's a Mercedes car. Now let me just start it for you once, so that you know the engine sound as well. This is a diesel that I'm sitting in right now, and not too much of a noise. Of course, you can make out it's a diesel because it's going up to 4,500 RPM. If it was petrol, it would have gone up. The red line would have gone up to about 6,000 RPM. Of course, Mercedes has one of the best infotainment systems on offer right now. They make the best infotainment units, and this one is no different. Very easy to navigate through all the menus and sub-menus, and the fonts and everything is really legible. No lag as well. Not a lazy system at all. And I like the fact that this car comes with massage seats. That's something very cool. And of course, separate control for the AC. Unlike a lot of manufacturers now placing them over here, this one has separate control for the air conditioning. That's also something very unique. Dual zone climate control in the front, and again, lots of forward elements used. What I really like about this Mercedes is the fact, like the new generation of Mercedes cars, what I like is the fact that you get ambient lighting in the AC vents, ambient lighting over here. You can't see it right now, you can see it over here maybe, and of course, lighting over here as well. So at night, this car really pops up and feels very cool and very nice, and just makes you feel like you're sitting inside a very posh and upmarket car, which it really is. Seat comfort is generally quite good, and of course you can pop out this part over here as well in case you have lanky legs. Let's quickly have a look at the glove box. Not the deepest, but it's got decent space. Not the deepest, but it's got decent space over there. And of course you get plenty of places over there to keep your odds and ends. A lot of places here. And of course, controls. You can control the touchscreen here via this touchpad, so you can, do a lot of things over here, and home button, go back and stuff like that, and move it around. So lots of stuff to do. Dynamic modes, different driving modes you can choose from here as well. Let me just show you the individual mode. Once you select the individual mode, you can change a lot of other functions as well on it. And of course, that's the setting most people will drive on. Most people will probably choose the comfort setting, because that really is the best of everything. One unique factor is and you get this the little touchpad here where you can of course use to control the driver's side, and the left one is used to control the infotainment unit. I really like the interiors of this car. What do you think? Now let's quickly show you the exterior, rather the back seat. I've shown you the exterior once, and I'm trying to do this one take. This is something I'm trying to do. Let me know if you like my efforts, and let me know how I can improve, because I've not done this before, but I'll try and show it to you. Now the front seat is in my driving position, which is for my height, which is 5'10", and as you can see, there's not too much space in the back, but these seats can be slided all the way back, and now there's loads of space. Let me just get inside this car safely, because there's another car parked at the other side. Now once I'm in, you can see I can slide the seat all the way back, and now I'm sat over here. I forgot to tell you that there's not one, but two roofs, one over here and one in the front, and of course AC vents now, USB Type C. Yes, that's another thing in this car. You get all across USB Type C charging points, and that's something unique. Lots of people outside because they're packing up the event now, and they're planning to shift these cars back to Pune. You can also move around the backrest over here. There's a little button over here where you can move the backrest, so that's something which is quite nice. Well, what do you think of the interiors of the GLB? I'm not going to jump in the last row because, as I said, it's really meant for kids. But what do you think of the interiors? I think they look very nice and very stylish, just like all Mercedes cars. And I'll show you the EQB, which is essentially the electric version of this car as well. I'll drive it around for a bit as well. I'll tell you about the driving which of both these cars separately, but that'll be on a different camera, GoPro camera, and not the iPhone that I'm using at the moment. So let me just stop with the interior bits and show you some footage, and after that, we'll jump inside and drive those other cars as well. Thanks, guys, for watching till here. Now let's talk about the driving. Well, so now I'm driving the Mercedes EQB. This, of course, is the electric version of the GLB, which we've already driven separately. You can see that video by clicking in the link below. What you like about this car is the fact that it just cocoons you from anything else outside. Once you shut these doors, there's nothing which will disturb you. It's a very quiet cabin and something that you'll truly enjoy, like all Mercedes cars. Official output is 228 bhp, and this car's range is 419 kilometers with a full 100% battery charged up. So you can expect about 360 or 370 in real world conditions. It's roughly about 10 or 12% away, but I think maybe if you're light-footed, you can do better and come as close as you can to those 419 kilometers that they've claimed. What you will like, of course, is the fact that the ride comfort is truly exemplary. It just feels like you're gliding on clouds. It really is very good. It soaks in the bumps very well. And apart from the ride comfort, what you'll also really enjoy on this car is the fact that this car's handling is really nice. The steering wheel is quite responsive, it's quite accurate, and it's very well weighed as well. It's neither too heavy, neither is it too firm. And of course, if you want to make it really heavy, you can put it in dynamic mode, and that's where, or sport mode rather, that's where all the fun factor is, because it becomes heavy, engaging, and the drivetrain also becomes quite aggressive and very responsive to all your throttle inputs. Apart from this, what you'll also enjoy is the fact that this car feels very nice and responsive in terms of the outright speed that it displays. Now you have to be a little careful, because when you see the odometer or the speedometer, the speed is actually much higher than what you're thinking, and that way you have to just feather the throttle sometimes, because you might be doing illegal speed without knowing it. This car really does mask its speed very well in that sense. Now, apart from all this, what I've also enjoyed is the visibility. Front visibility is very good. You can see the edges of the bonnet, and the side visibility through these mirrors also is quite good. So that's also something which I have truly enjoyed. And really, ride comfort is good, handling is good, acceleration is good, and the range also is good, which means that range anxiety issues will really be taken care of. So what is my final verdict with this car? Well, officially prices haven't been announced just as yet, but if you're in the market for a luxury SUV, but you want a relatively compact car because it's much smaller than the GLS, but if you also want an EV, then I think this is a great choice for you. Just go to a Mercedes dealership and book yourself this car, and you will not go wrong, because Mercedes is offering 8 years warranty. Apart from the 8 years warranty, they have the best in business in terms of the numbers. They have the best in business sales as well as after sales supports, dealers and workshops, which means that you really are taken care of very well, and there's nothing which is going to give you any kind of tension, any kind of stress, and all these things ultimately mean that this is a very good package in the truest sense of the word. Just go ahead and buy it if you have this kind of cash lying around. Officially, the price haven't been announced, but I think they should be a little over 80 lakh rupees. Ex-showroom, maybe closer to 1 crore. And for that kind of money, this car definitely makes good sense. See you guys in the next one. If you watch this video till the end, please like, share, and subscribe.